Hi, it's Sherri from A Quilting Life, and I'm here today for our April planning session. This is month 4, where I've given some tips and tricks for using the Quilting Life Planner and Workbook. And this is actually a really special month because we have just completed the first quarter of the year, and so we have a few more things to talk about. And let's just get started and dive into it. Okay, let's jump into this month's session. First, I just want to point out that we're on this month 4. They're not dated, so you'll need to fill it out, but here's my April 2022 pages. And I love that there are only 30 days in April, so I didn't have to share any dates on the calendar. But the next thing that we're going to notice with this section is planning basics. And there's just some really great information here. Number 1 is commit to a planning time. I really feel like that's super important. I always do it Sunday afternoons. Nothing else to say, nothing else to write. I am thinking about filling in here just a little agenda for myself to just kind of refer to every Sunday when I sit down to make sure I don't miss any of my steps. So that's what I'm going to use this extra space for. Other ideas that you could use it for is you could also write down dates when you have little planning sessions, so you kind of keep track of how you're doing it. But I just really want to encourage you to go through and read all of this information. Monthly top 3 goals, monthly planning pages, quarterly review, which we're actually going to talk about today because we have just completed the first quarter of 2022. And going over your project pages, I haven't showed you one of mine up close yet, so I'm going to show you one of those up close today. And over here, this is kind of what I'm talking about utilizing an agenda. And you don't have to do all of these steps, but adapt it as you want. Make your own takeaway over here, or circle the numbers that you want to do, whatever method you want to use. It's all up to you. But I always take a few minutes to reflect over the past month or week, whatever period of time I'm planning for. And I really, really like to make a list of what I've accomplished. I like to go through the review process on page 64 to 67, which I'm going to show you in a minute. And just kind of plan when I'm gonna sew. But also number 5 is really important. Schedule time for sewing room organization, scrap management, and other sewing room tasks that we don't often remember. And there are just a whole lot of tips right here for you. Okay, on pages 30 and 31, these are the monthly top 3 for the whole year. And I realized I hadn't shared this with you yet, so starting with January, my top 3 was getting going on my block of the month, my first quarter goals, and starting on my Home for the Holidays sampler, which you'll be hearing more about soon. In February, I just basically sewed Emma quilts, wrote Emma quilt patterns, and did Emma small projects, and that was okay. Anything else I got done in February was a bonus. And in March, my goal was to finish my sampler spree blocks, which I did. I had a couple blog posts, and you saw those on my March works in progress. I just really made a big push to get those done because I didn't want those, I want to finish that project. Declutter my sewing closet. You'll be seeing results of that very soon. And Emma scrap sort and organization. I also shared a little bit of that. With all that Emma sewing in the month of February, I had a lot of scraps to deal with in March. Now for April, this is my top 3. Sampler spree quilt top, take it to the quilter. So I was super specific with that. I want those blocks put together and at the quilters. Number 2, blockheads 4. That just started. And my goal, since I actually have all of the patterns for the rest of for the whole sew along, but my goal is to stay 3 weeks ahead so that I don't get behind since I'm posting on the blog for that and on Instagram. So these are my April. So my April goal basically is to make, get 3 weeks ahead. And that way if I just make one block a week, I'll always be 3 weeks ahead. And then finally finish my sewing room organization. So really April is just, if I finish those things, I'm good. Of course, I think I'll probably get some more things done, but I feel like by having a monthly top 3, it is really helpful, because then you don't get too hard on yourself for having 25 goals and only getting 3 done. If you get 3 done, you're happy. So that's a really great tip to use. Now I'm going to go and show you the quarterly preview page. Okay, so quarterly review. And there are actually spaces to do 4 of these here. Now, I probably should have done one here just on the last quarter from 2021, but I didn't. So this is actually going to be my quarter 1, 2022 is how I labeled it. And I also put the date that I did it. I did it on March 20th, which not quite at the end of March, but we filmed this video a little bit early, so I had to do this a little bit early. And this is what is so important. I really think when you do a quarterly review or a monthly review or even a weekly review, you really should, spell out your finishes first. So finishes, I did my Emma quilts and projects. I finished my bouquet lap quilt, which you saw way back in January, and I made some Farmhouse Gatherings 2 table runners. And then I also finished all of the sampler spree quilt blocks that I had remaining. So those are my finishes, and I think that is really just an essential part of a quarterly review. And you can see that I just made this really simple. Okay, here are my quarter 2 goals. So finish sampler spree. Okay, so here I had all the quilt blocks finished. Now I want to get that put into a quilt top. Finish my home for the holidays sampler. You're going to be hearing more about this again. What it is, just in a nutshell, is Chelsea and I have a quilting book, a Christmas quilting book called Home for the Holidays, coming out this June. And I have designed a sampler quilt based on the projects in that book, and we'll be doing a sew along. Chelsea and I are using 2 different colorways for our samplers. I'm going to do an everyday version with our Emma fabrics, and then Chelsea's going to do a Christmas version. So it's going to be a really fun sew along. It won't start until the fall when Emma ships, so we're looking at September, October for that beginning, but I'll be, sharing that quilt with you over the summer and sharing fabric requirements and everything that you need to get started. And I believe we'll actually also probably have some kits for that with our Emma fabrics. We have another collection coming really quickly. Usually we have 2 catalogs in between our collections, and this time we only have 1. So this is happening right now, and so I've got to get all the new patterns designed, and I am also imagining that we're going to be getting fabric very soon, and I'm going to have sewing for that collection to do really quickly. We won't be sharing that until July, but it's going to happen during quarter 2. So I'm trying to be a little bit easy on myself because of that. And then also I have my sewing room finishing, and you can notice I wrote and maintenance plan. I'm going to have this sewing room tip-top, cleaned up, organized, and so I'm going to need a maintenance plan to keep it from getting messy. And so that's really my other quarter 2 goal. I feel like it's really important that I have not just sewing goals, but also kind of an organization goal too. Okay, there's one more thing I wanted to share today because I really haven't shared before. I just wanted to show you one of the project planner pages. And this is for a pattern. I'm not sure if I will have shared it by the time this video airs or not, but it's in progress right now. It's a new pattern. My supplies were Emma fabrics. I am using 9900 200 background. I think it's really helpful to write that down so that if you ever, forget what you use, you can have a reference place to go back. I'm using the block lock ruler for my flying geese, and I kind of mapped it out. My first job is to make 15 star blocks. and each of those star blocks has a 4 patch in the center. And so you can see I've got those done. I put a check mark there. Now I've got to make 60 flying geese. And as I mentioned, I'm using the Block Lock Flying Geese ruler. So my 60 flying geese are actually made, but they have not been trimmed yet. So when I get them trimmed, I will put a check mark there. So that's really my next step to do that. Then after that, I need to cut my background squares, and I already know which background I'll be using. And this quilt has alternate blocks, and I still haven't chosen the fabric, so I need to choose that fabric. Those alternate blocks will be pieced with strip piecing. So I've just kind of got notes. I'll add some more notes as I get these. I'll add the check mark, but this is really helpful. And then, if I ever go back, if somebody ever asks me, what did you use for that quilt? I've got a record of it. I love that I'll always know. This pattern has a mini quilt, which I've already made in Seashore Drive, and the bucket list throw size is Emma Fabrics. So I've got those notes down there. And I just wanted to say also, this is a really simple quilt, which is why I haven't used all of the spaces that I probably could. But I still feel like these spaces are really good to have because let's face it, all of our projects aren't simple. And so sometimes you need all of that additional space. Okay, so I think that is about it. Okay, just before we finish, I just wanted to notice, this is actually in a later section of the book that we're going to go over in more detail later, but there is some more information for your reviews, for your weekly, monthly, yearly reviews. And I just want to point out that we will be going to that later, but you might want to read it now, and that's on page 64 and 65, right before the quarterly review. So yeah, we'll be going over that in more detail again, but it's the end of quarter one, so I wanted to touch on that a little bit now, even though it's in that later section of our planner. And I think that's it for today. Again, if you have any questions, please leave them, and we'll get those answered as soon as we can. Okay, so that's it for our April 2022 Planner Workshop. I hope you enjoyed today's little session and that you hopefully got some tips and ideas that you can use and customize for your own planner. I hope that you're, feeling a little bit more organized, a little bit more on top of things by having a record of things that you're working on. If you enjoyed today's video, please share it with a friend, hit the like button, and subscribe to our channel if you haven't already. Thanks so much for stopping by.